Ready? Hi everyone, this is Sam from Booredatwork.com, and today we have our hands on the Xperia X from Sony. This was just announced at MWC 2016, and we'll give you a quick overview of what to expect from this device. On the left side of the device, we have very easy to access port here for your SIM card and your micro SD card. Put that back in here. And while I'm giving you a tour, I'll start the phone back up. All right. Up top, we have access to a 3.5mm headphone jack. On the right side, we have our power button. We have our volume rocker, and we have our shutter button. On the front of the device, this is a 5-inch HD display with a micro USB slot on the bottom for connectivity, and that's about it. Now, let's talk a little bit about the camera. The camera on the rear is a 23 megapixel camera with actual, I'll say, motion autofocus on there, so you could be moving and you could actually set to focus on a particular object while it's moving. So that's one of the improvements that we have on the Xperia X series. Now, on the front of the camera, we have a 13 megapixel camera. Now, they're touting the low light performance of both cameras. So we'll say basically that this is a 12,800 ISO on the rear camera, and on the front camera we have about 6,400 ISO on that camera. Now, let's take a look at exactly what the specs on this camera actually are. So like I've mentioned, it's a 5-inch Full HD 1080p display. It is Gorilla Glass. Our main camera here, that's the rear-facing camera, the 23 megapixel camera with fast capture and motion sensing on there. We have our front camera, 13 megapixels, low light photos, ISO 6400 as we mentioned. Battery is 2620, so basically this is more than the Xperia XA that we saw earlier. This is also touted about 2 days of battery life. They've used both hardware and software changes to make sure that your battery depletes less, or basically lasts twice as much on any given day, making this 2600 battery last up to 2 days. So we'll see how that works in the real world. This is a 64-bit capable hexa-core using this Qualcomm Snapdragon 650 processor with 3 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs eMMC, so basically your storage is going to be 32 gigs or 64 gigs, depending on what you have, what versions you get. You do have an expandable SD card slot up to 200 gigs. That's amazing. Audio. It's the high-res audio, gaming, PS4, remote play, and you have the NFC, Bluetooth 4.0, Wi-Fi, ABG, and an AC, and a fingerprint sensor. So this is pretty cool. Actually, let me call a lady over and ask her, where exactly is the fingerprint sensor on this?
Fingerprint sensor is here.
Oh, so the fingerprint sensor is going to be on the power button, which is actually pretty useful. Now, let's go and go back out here. It feels really great in my hands. The functionality here is pretty awesome, pretty smooth, I should say. Keep in mind, this is a Snapdragon 650, not quite your 820 or your 800 series on Snapdragon, so you're not getting the high performance of processor here. But what they're saying is everything else makes this a consumer-friendly, I would say, consumer-friendly, high mid-range device. That's the way I will describe this. We still don't have a price point on this yet, but when Sony releases this later on in the year, I hope it actually releases it in the US with a competitive price point for exactly what's being offered here. Overall, I like the feel in my hand. This phone looks great. I'm not too keen on the color here, but overall, all in all, this is a nice device. Sony has always made great devices. We're yet to see it make a big push in the US and also deliver it at a price point that actually works for everyone. Once again, this is the Xperia X, and this is Sam from Booredatwork saying, always enjoy your entertainment.